fights over the last few years with his counterpunching, because it is now a much more powerful punch. So people out there who really don't know boxing said, yeah, but he didn't look so good against Mayweather. Well, of course he didn't. Mayweather is a defensive fighter, maybe a defensive genius. It's the worst type of fighter that a counterpuncher can fight, because there's nothing to counterpunch. It means that if you're a counterpuncher, you lose your asset, and you have to be the attacker, which is something that a counterpuncher would prefers not to do. That's the reason, not the weight, that he didn't look as good as he could in the Mayweather fight. But that won't be the problem in this fight. In this fight, he will be able to use his counterpunching skills because he's fighting a very aggressive fighter. And people say, well, he's fighting above the weight. Let me tell you something. Let's get real here. They have to make the weight at 144. When they go into the ring the night of the fight, they'll be within 1 pound of each other. Juan Manuel will probably be 147, 148. Manny will be the same thing. That's the definitive weight that matters. It's not like Manny is a middleweight and will weigh 144 at the weigh-in and go into the ring at 160. That's not going to happen, because then he'll lose all of his speed. Today, sitting here, he's probably 148 to 149. So Alex Ariza's job will be, during the training, to feed him enough food to maintain his weight. So the weight is not an issue here. What's an issue here is the increased skills of both fighters since they last fought, and who will have the advantage. We know Juan Manuel Marquez is one of the great fighters of our time. Clearly will be in the Boxing Hall of Fame. This is a fight that he wants to win more than anything else. This is a fight, after 3 fights, that he would like to win decisively to prove his superiority over his greatest rival. So please welcome the lightweight champion of the world, Juan Manuel Marquez.
Thank you, Rod. Good afternoon, good morning, good night. I don't know the time. I know the time because Philippines, New York, here, I don't know the time, but good afternoon. Thanks everybody for being here. I feel very happy for being here again in LA. I want to say I want this fight. All the Mexican people want this fight, and now I know this fight is a tough fight for me. But now I training very hard for this fight. I training very hard in my speed. I training very hard in my strength. I train very hard for everything. But I want to give another great fight all the people. And finally, I want to thank Bob Arum, Fernando Beltran, Manny Pacquiao, and his team for giving me again the opportunity. And this fight I want to dedicate for all the Mexican people, for all my family, and especially I want to dedicate to my father-in-law, because he died 2 months ago. His fight is for his memory. Thank you very much. A pleasure. Muchas gracias a todos. Ya no sé ni qué tiempo estamos, si es tardes, noches, días, el tiempo. 4 países en una semana ha estado muy pesado, pero estoy muy contento y gracias por que ustedes estén aquí. Tenemos una pelea difícil, una pelea dura. Yo quería esta pelea y la gente mexicana quería esta pelea también. Ahora lo que tengo que hacer es entrenar fuerte, entrenar en mi peso, entrenar en en la fuerza, en la rapidez, y yo creo que hacerles el 12 de noviembre es lo que quieren los mexicanos, los latinos. Vamos a dar lo mejor de sí, vamos a entrenar para buscar ese triunfo, y quiero dedicar esta pelea a mi familia, a toda la gente mexicana que siempre me ha apoyado, que los quiero mucho, y en especial a mi suegro, que hace dos meses murió, y esta pelea es por él. Pues muchas gracias, y gracias por estar aquí también. Gracias.
Thank you, Juan Manuel. Manny Pacquiao is now the most famous athlete in the world. Not just the most famous boxer, the most famous athlete in the world. That's why in post-interview game interviews at the United States Open tennis tournament, the tennis players, in describing how they played in a match, have made reference to Manny Pacquiao and how he fights. Wherever you go in the world, and the talk turns to sports, and when you talk about boxing, everybody knows Manny Pacquiao. Part of that is because the Philippine people, who are very devoted fans, now live all over the world, whether it's in Europe or the Mideast, in South America, many Filipinos, and they have spread the word of Manny Pacquiao. And programs that we have seen around the world have talked about Manny Pacquiao. And then when he ran for Congress and won, what a great thing. A boxer who was serving as a sitting congressman in his country. And people all have tapped him now as for future higher offices in his country. Now, if that isn't a tribute to the sport of boxing, nothing is. Manny Pacquiao has distinguished himself both in the ring and out of the ring. And probably as good as he is in the ring, what he has done outside the ring with charity, with providing scholarships and beds and food for people is probably much than the victories that he's in the sport of boxing. He has been a real credit to the sport that so many of us love. We know that come November 12th, the best Manny Pacquiao possible will be in the ring and will give another great performance that will enhance the sport of boxing. So please welcome now the Congressman from Sarangani Province, the WBO welterweight champion of the world, Manny Pacquiao.
Thank you, Bob. I want to thank HBO and Top Rank Promotion and to all the sponsors of this another big event on November 12th. I want to thank everybody, the media and the press, and also all the fans around the world, especially to those all the Filipinos. Thank you. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng suporta. And this is going to be a good fight on November 12th because this is the answer of all the doubts of the past two fights with Marquez. And I know and I believe that he's hungry to win this fight and he will train hard for the fight. And everybody knows that was a long time ago. That was 5 years ago. And I improved a lot of my style, and I will do my best for the good of for the happiness of the people who going to watch on November 12th. So please don't miss it. It's going to be a good fight and great fight. It's once in a lifetime. So thank you very much for all your support and have a nice day. Thank you.